you know, it's time. ALDHANI, episode 2, let's go. We're going over conventions, lights, how it's built, structure, all the things that just make it easier to take convention to convention. This build is becoming one of my favorites and one of my biggest. Mandalore was big, but the part usage on this is going through. Parts I use for Mandalore, I've already done and used through the 2 modules for this. Yeah, I'm going to be looking at lights and everything. So yeah, enjoy this episode. Let's start it off with a time lapse. A very big part of this project was having lots of lights built into it. Mandalore did have lights, but they weren't very good, or they didn't give anything new. This does. The rooms are quite deep back, so they need quite a lot of light into them, and I think these have just added such a great effect onto it. It looks really great, and I've got clips here just showing how they're sort of added progressively through the build. The train build has them, everything does, and when just everything but these lights are on, it looks incredible. New project, especially the new Coruscant mock I did. The lights in there look really good, and I've also got LED strips which I run through. Here's just a quick time lapse putting them in. They do take time, they can be quite a lot of work to do, but the end result is well worth it. They get annoying to transport, but I really do enjoy having sort of lights built into mocks. I do recommend, if you are a builder, lights are a very good investment. With me, all the lights that are provided in this build, I've bought for under about £40, which can sound like quite a lot, but I just bought a quick kit and it resulted really well. I do recommend the majority of these lights are from Light My Bricks. I recommend you go check them out on their site. From the start, I knew I had to include the train build in this, and this was actually really fun to do. I'm showing some sort of images that I've got. These are images that I've found released, and it is a very complicated build. But with that, there is quite a lot of enjoyment. Here is sort of a prototype of the model. See, I'm including lights. We've got the 2 double doors. It was quite a small space I was working in, just under 20 studs, which isn't that big for a model of this, but I think the end result came out really well, showing us some pictures how it's incorporated in, even have the little gold room, and yeah, the end result of this was really worthwhile. I am considering from the front maybe building a smaller model, or a bigger, or kind of same scale as that to have blasting out, but yeah, any designer who does anything digital, please contact help me out. I've got a couple online versions of this model, but I just need to know couple tips on how to sort of get it to translate and hold better structure. But yeah, this is really fun, and if you are a designer who'd like to help out, please reach out. Everything's appreciated. So with the mocks, I have them so each base plate splits up into about 3 segments. When you have the landscape, there's a little bit less on them, makes it easy to transport. I put them all in 6 big cases. The structures inside these become quite rigid. The Mandalore is quite flimsy and broke. As you can see, I'm showing shots just the backing of these. It's a lot of brick. I'm spending quite a lot on filler compared to actual grey brick for this project because it's a nightmare when you go to a convention and a mock just breaks down in pieces in front of you. Yeah, these mocks can split right in half and it works quite well. Transport, I've got clips showing from convention from just the inner structure of these beasts. Yeah, so I pack them all up into big grey boxes with some tape, put them in a car, and then I'm on the move to the convention, moving off and rebuilding it there and taking it back down. It is actually quite nice when I see them. These are a bit more of the behind the scene photos with it. Yeah, when they're set up, they look really good. They come back down and it just works so much easier. I do recommend build your mocks in the idea that you will probably have to transport them. If you move house, if you have to do conventions, just any way, normally you will have to move and change mocks. I do recommend build yours in a modular style because then you never have to worry at the end if you need to move it. So yeah, when I've been going to conventions, I've done 2 free conventions with this mock and each of them's been a blast. You connect so well with the community. A lot of people I've met, I make Studio 64, Gecko, the list goes on, and every time it's always great talking to people, fans of the builds. You get such good ideas, especially when you see builds in person. They're just sometimes so much more. So some of my mocks, I don't feel like they translate very well with camera, or I'm just really bad at my shots. But in person, I feel like they just have such more of an impact, and you just get to talk to so many great people. Plus, deal-wise, I've picked up quite a few good ones. Say, it's my Battle Pack collection. Conventions have really helped with that. But yeah, I recommend, because one, it helps you to just grow your outlook, grow actually who you are. It shows people more of your work. But also, it's just really great for the fans. If you're a fan of mine, I thank you so much for your support. And yeah, conventions, I'm always there. I do a lot of stuff by Brick Festival. These ones are hosted. Up here, I've got showing clips of London Brick, which was really good. This was back in September of last year, just when I finished the second module, the base layer of it. I know, this shows how much work I put into these clips. The next one here is from Milton Keynes. This was a really great mock. I got the second module sort of fully done. I've got sort of clips there with the bricks you get at it, and it shows here just how the mock's getting broken down into all the separate pieces. Honestly, I enjoy doing the convention so much, and I recommend. This mock will probably go to quite a few conventions for the rest of the year. I think I might even keep it around when I'm doing my next project, because it's actually a very different colour scheme, but more on that later. So this thing is pretty massive now. This is going to be 2 times the size, and I've already gone with this to one convention in London.